Welcome back, Busybody Blueprint Warriors. You've arrived at week 4 of our beginner leg series, and it's time to take your strength and endurance to the next level. This week's workout focus on building more muscle power and endurance. As usual, we'll start with a quick warm-up, then we will hit our main set hard. You're stronger than you were 4 weeks ago, so let's show those muscles what we're made of. Ready? Let's jump in. Take us through it, Coach.
What up, guys? Welcome back to Busybody Blueprint. We're going to be starting off with our knees to chest warm-up. This is going to be great for your glutes. So go ahead and lift one leg. Use your arms to pull that knee towards your chest while balancing on the other leg. And then switch over to the opposite leg doing the same. Switch back and forth as speedily as you can while warming up. This is going to help with your heart rate and blood flow to all those muscle groups. Let's really start speeding up those transitions between each leg. This is going to get that lower back stretched out, the glutes are going to start firing a little better, and our calves are going to be warmed up from balancing. Alright, moving right into our standing hip stretch, we're going to take our foot, turn it out to the side, and take a nice step and do a partial lunge. Keep that back leg straight as you see here. You're going to feel the pull in your groin, your quads, and your hips. Similar to the previous warm-up, go ahead and switch back and forth between sides, alternating so as to raise your heart rate while also warming up your hips. The deeper you can sink into this movement, the better. Try and stay upright as possible during this movement and keep your abs tight. Up next, we've got butt kickers. As the term implies, butt kickers is where you're going to stand or walk in place while swinging your heel upward behind you, essentially kicking your butt. Do this side to side as shown here, and then keep doing it a little bit faster, alternating more quickly. Now, to really warm up, let's have you shift your weight from side to side a little bit faster, swinging your heel up behind you in a running in place motion. This is a great example of running butt kickers. This is going to get your heart rate up and your blood flowing very quickly. Five more seconds here. And take a break. Not too long of a break, however, as we're going to be getting ready and set up for our toe touches. And let's begin. So you're going to keep your legs nice and straight, shoulder width apart, and reach down, attempting to touch your toes if you can't already. This is going to really emphasize the flexibility in your hamstrings. This is going to be one round of 3, so let's start slow, but let's attempt to really push that flexibility. As we're getting pretty warm here, we can now increase the speed at which we're doing this toe touches. Just make sure as you're coming up that you have good form and posture in your upper and lower back. Great form, guys. Take a break. Great job, guys, making it to week 4 of our program. That's an entire month that you've been consistent. For some of you, if you had to redo maybe weeks 1 through 3 once or twice to get stronger, good on you for keeping consistent even longer. Let's begin with our squats now. Always the good cues for squats is feet roughly shoulder width apart, toes pointed slightly outward. You're going to sink down into your hips, trying to maintain a flat back and a firm core. I always like to emphasize the different forms and shapes of squats and how it's different for everyone, mainly because we have different body proportions. Some of you may have longer torsos, which allows you to stay upright through the squat. Others, you may have longer legs, and that requires you to bend over forward in order to actually complete the squat. Whatever the case, we've got about 3 more seconds here, and we'll take a 20-second break. Fantastic work, you guys. Let's get set up for our hip thrust. As always, keep your back flat on the ground and push through your heels, driving your hips or your glutes up into the air and squeeze. Let's begin now. If you're not feeling the movement quite naturally in your glutes, try and move your heels either a little bit away from your butt or a little bit closer. Wherever you find that you can fully push your glutes up into the air and get that firm squeeze, that's the place where you want to keep your heels. We've got that last 15 seconds for this week's rounds. That's what's increased. So these last 10 seconds here is really going to cause some burning in the glutes. Way to go, everyone. Let's take a 20-second break. Alright, boys and girls, we've got our next exercise, lunges, coming up, which was our new addition last week, but this time we've got them for 45 seconds straight. Get ready, begin. As always, keep your lunges shoulder width apart with the legs, and then step forward into the heel and bend the knees to a 90-degree angle. If you can't bend your knees that far without some pain in your hips, in your ankles, in your knees, you can just do a partial rep. Yes, everyone commenting is going to say, oh, that's not a proper form, that's bad, this and that. Everyone at any gym you walk into is going to be judging you, but tell you what, we at Busybody Workout are not going to judge you. This is the safe space for people with a limited range of motion. A couple more reps here, guys, and let's take a break. Well done. The best way to modify any exercise is to limit the range of motion. Until your body adapts and becomes stronger through that range of motion, then you'll be able to extend a little bit further, whether it be the lunges, the squats, side lunges, or anything of that matter. Up next here, guys, we've got our calf raises. Pretty simple here, it's mostly balance. You'll keep your feet again shoulder width apart, or as you feel comfortable, toes pointed forward, and you're going to just come up off those heels and squeeze your calves at the top. There's a principle that they like to talk about called mind-muscle connection. So as you're going up and squeezing your calves, you really want to feel them and feel that contraction within the calf. The more you can feel that contraction and that squeeze, the better of a rep that you're going to get from that exercise. Now these last few seconds here may be starting to burn for you, but this is just round 1, so remember, it's going to burn a whole lot more. A few more seconds here, 3, 2, 1, and done. Great job, everyone. You made it through round 1 of 3 rounds of the glute and leg workout by Busybody Blueprint. Now, why do we call it Busybody Blueprint? Well, it's mostly for people like you who work a 9 to 5 maybe, or even longer, and you're busy. You're busybodies. You don't have the time for that long gym commute back and forth in traffic, as well as waiting for machines for hours, if not days. And that's why you've got the Busybody Blueprint. A great reminder for you guys who are doing this workout for the second time in 1 week, and you're able to complete it really easily. Congrats. That means you should move on to week number 5. The link for that video will be at the end of this one. We've got 10 more seconds until our next exercise. Round 2 is going to begin for week number 4. So let's begin. It's going to be toe touches in 3, 2, 1, and begin. Fantastic work, everyone. Those hamstrings should really be starting to burn right about now. Now, as we see here, her lower back is rounding a little bit, kind of like a turtle shell, in order to reach her toes. That's fine by me as long as you don't feel any pain. The ultimate goal, of course, is to keep a nice flat back and still be able to touch your toes, which means that you'll have improved your hamstring flexibility. Alright, let's slow down that heart rate and get this 20-second rest in. Take a few more deep breaths in here, lower that heart rate, and we'll get ready for squats. Begin. Great job on these squats, guys. Really focus on sitting into that squat and opening up those hips. Again, if you're having a little problem with getting deeper on the squat or having a bit of pain in your knees or ankles, go ahead and widen or narrow your stance and see how that feels. One of the key factors of being injury-free or preventing injury is feeling comfortable within the exercise. That doesn't necessarily mean it's easy, it just means it's not causing injury. And let's start our 20-second rest here. More deep breaths. A good technique is deep inhale through the mouth and then a slow inhale out of the nose. You'll see our model here setting up for hip thrusts, so you should do the same. And push through the heels. Begin. If you want a little bit more of a challenge and you're not quite feeling it in your glutes, give me a 1 to 2 second pause and squeeze at the top of the movement. This is really good form here. You'll see that she fully extends and becomes flat from her knees all the way to her chest. This is going to ensure that she's stretching her quads as well as her hips while executing the movement. One of the best exercises you can do if you sit all day in an office or work behind a computer. And great job. Let's get another 20 seconds rest in here. Get your mind prepared for some lunges. In 3, 2, 1, start. Lunges is an incredible amount of core strength as well as balance. So one cue is when you're stepping forward, sometimes you'll step with your foot in front of the other foot, almost like you're on a tightrope. It's better to step off to the side, that way you have some balance. Sometimes we'll call this a stagger step, and what this does is just maintain that you can balance between your left and right foot and your core will come into play. If your knees are going over your toes, that's okay, don't be afraid of that. As long as you don't feel discomfort, you're actually going to be strengthening your knees. 3 more reps here, and rest. Now what do I mean by as long as you don't feel discomfort? Well, you're still going to feel discomfort in the sense of working out and feeling the burn, but the discomfort that I'm talking about is that sharp, screeching pain in your kneecap. We don't want you to feel that. Alright, we've got an easy one for you, calf raises. Let's begin in 3, 2, 1, begin. Really focus on coming down slow if you can on the calf raises and then squeezing it at the top. Once your heels touch the floor, immediately push off. This is going to result in better muscle activation and contraction. A few more seconds here, guys, on the calf raises, and we're done. Super proud of everyone who's now made it to week 4. We just finished our second round, so one more round to go. Way to go, guys. We are on the final round coming up here. Just a reminder, of course, while this workout is amazing for your legs and your glutes, as well as your joints and ligaments, one of the other most amazing benefits of this bodyweight style exercise is improving your bone density. So as you're improving and gaining more muscle endurance, cardiovascular endurance, your bones and your ligaments are also getting this stimulation from doing this bodyweight exercise. And as a result, it's going to end up promoting more bone density for you, which as we age is a massive problem for many people. So way to go on keeping this moving forward and bettering your health. So with that, let's kick off the final round here of week 4's exercise program. We've got the toe touches. Remember the cues, try and keep your back neutral, stretch all the way down, pulling on your hamstrings, and then pop back up with good posture. Alright guys, it's our third round and you should be feeling quite a bit of a stretch as well as a burning sensation in your glutes and hamstrings. Fantastic work, 5 more seconds on the toe touches. And let's take a 20-second rest. Up next, we have an amazing exercise for bone density, as well as your glutes, the squat. Let's begin. As you're burning through these last few reps of this 45-second squat session, don't forget the reason you're doing this: better health, better hip health, better bone health, and more flexibility. Being able to stay mobile throughout your lifetime is a huge factor in longevity, not to mention quality of life. Five more seconds here on squats, so let's really burn these out. Let's get ready for some hip thrusts. And let's begin. Really focus on pushing through the heels, contracting at the top of the hip thrust. As I said before, hip thrust is a great exercise for people who are sitting all day. There's something called sleepy glute syndrome, which is for those of us who sit all day in front of a computer maybe. The muscles in the glutes become deactivated, and therefore other muscles have to compensate. What can end up happening is people will develop syndromes like piriformis syndrome or have their sciatica pain, all because their glutes aren't covering what they're supposed to. This can also cascade down to lower back pain as well as knee pain. So a super important exercise. We've got 20 seconds rest here. Let's get set up for our lunges. We're going to be doing those for 45 seconds. Nice wide stance and begin. Great job. Lunges as well, just like squats, are a body weight load bearing exercise. These are going to give your body stimulation for improving your joints, for increasing your bone density, and of course building muscle. And nowadays, muscle is being called the organ of longevity. You can see here she's really sitting at the bottom of that lunge and holding for a brief second. This is going to be Very helpful for all our muscles, including the core. Amazing work, you guys. We've got 20 seconds rest before our last exercise of week 4's program. We've got the calf raises coming up here, so we're going to begin right now. Calves are sometimes called the heart of the lower body because they can really help improve circulation throughout the legs and getting that blood up to the upper body. So the muscle is not just for looks. Additionally, right now when you're doing the calf raise, you're putting a lot of weight on your toes and your ankles and heels and getting some good blood flow down into those extremities. So this is going to be super important for staying active in our daily life. Five more seconds here, guys. Way to go in completing this workout. Let's really burn it out. And stop.
Great job on week 4's leg workout. Your progress is coming along amazingly, and you should be proud. Health is a continued progress, and we encourage you to keep pushing yourself. If you found this workout manageable and are ready for the next challenge, you're ready for week 5. If week 4 was a little bit too challenging, let's run through the routine 1 or 2 more times before proceeding with week 5. If you would like a little more assistance with your personal health blueprint, please click the link in the description to look at our preventative health coaching options. Share your progress, thoughts, and any questions in the comments below. We love hearing from you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Busy Body Blueprint for more beginner-friendly workouts. See you in week 5.